These few overs are going to be very interesting because two experienced players for the North County who both represented Ireland. Um, it's going to be fun to watch both of them on the wicket.
Yeah, definitely. They should have good understanding with each other. They've played cricket with each other for countless years. Obviously, before John Boy went to the various clubs, whereas Eddie stayed here, but they've years before then. They've last year. They always train together, so should be good running, should be good understanding.
Kevin Hoey. He looks quite a confident bowler. He's not afraid to toss up the ball, but he's just bowling a little bit quicker. I call like to my liking. I think it's always good to reduce the pace when you're tossing up the ball. It always helps the bowler.
Yeah, that's the thing about leg spin. You can go with a quicker aspect, and then your change of pace is the slower one. Whereas most leg spinners tend to float them up and then have a quicker or a slider as a variation. But it's obviously working well for Gavin Hoey. He's got his Leinster games this year. And I'm sure Pembroke would be delighted to have him back once Trinity season ends. Well watched by Eddie. Kept low that ball. And then that's that slower pace you were talking about, Kazi. Floated up nicely on middle.
That was a good throw.
Yeah, Trinity's fielding's largely be impressive.
As I said, as a batter like myself, I find it hard to play when it's tossed up and it's really slow on the pace. Where I can pick the quicker one better.
I don't know. Personally, I think I prefer when it's floated up. Gives you more time to think. You can come down the track and do what you want with it. Whereas when it's started down, it's coming at that awkward angle. It'll get an awkward bounce, and it can really tie you down when they're darting leg spin rather than floating.
It's because you're a proper batsman and you can wait for the ball. Where I'm a batter.
I wouldn't say I'm a proper batsman. I'm a wannabe batsman. Let's go googly there, but Gavin Hoey, smart to the left-hander.
I like the ball to come onto the bat with a pace, you know.
Yeah, of course. I'm probably one of the few batters who prefer face and spin than seam.
So do you reckon you can go number 6, number 5 to number 6 and face the spinners then pacers? Because you always open.
Yeah, I do always open, but I think that's more just because when I was younger, I used to open. So compared to the rest of the third team, I might have that bit more experience facing the moving ball. I'm happy to bat wherever the skipper wants me to bat. It's a team game.
I think you have done so well so far because we have won the 5 games in a row. And of course, you're playing your 6th one today. You're looking forward for this one?
Yeah, of course.
And you have also qualified for the semis anyway.
Yeah, same as yourself. You've bowled very well this year. Personally, I would have liked a few more runs off my bat, but you can't complain while the team's winning. That's all that matters. No point me scoring 100 and us losing. I'd rather get 20 odd and win the game.
I completely agree. It's the worst feeling when you get your 100 and you lose the game. You know what I mean? I've been there myself.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that maiden 100, but I've got a few 50s on losing games and feels like a waste of an innings, to be honest.
So same streak is back on from the road end, bowling to John Boy. And he started with a slower one.
Starting to see that 10 from John Boy. Instead of just guiding that, he flicked the wrist through, get a bit of pace. So this is when we usually start to see John Boy up his run rate.
111 for the loss of 4 wickets. 16. It's the 17th over. Continuing. And that's the outside edge. And the fielder fields it in the. And that's a lovely straight shot, but straight into the wickets. He middled that to perfection. That went like a bullet.
Yeah, great shot from John Boy. A bit unfortunate, hit stumps, but still we're starting to see that intent. That was an inch to the left or the right. That's an easy 4 runs. So it's good to see John Boy acknowledging the run rate needs to be upped. And there's a lovely flick for 6. Didn't go at it too hard, just guided it off, watched it the whole way. It's a lovely shot for 6 runs.
You don't need to hit it that hard when you can play with the flicks like that and time the ball to perfection.
It's the stuff people wish they could play, but that's the difference between him and me. He's an Ireland cricketer, I'm a club cricketer. That's some excellent running there. Yeah, some great running there.
That's how fit these two players are.
Yeah, both athletes. And this is excellent cricket here. Blocking a good ball, but still making sure you get the run in the dying overs of the game. All these runs are going to be big runs in the grand scheme of things and make the chase all that harder for Trinity.
Of course, I find it really hard when you hit a 6 and keep your head down for the next ball. And it comes only with experience.
Yeah, definitely. It comes with experience. And in the middle of the wicket right now, we have bags of experience. So unless the ball's there for 6, they're going to make sure they get at least a run, maybe 2. Because in the T20 at this stage, stop balls are the killers. You don't even mind wickets. We have the wickets in hands. We need to keep them dots down. Excellent shot from John, but very smart. Seeing the 45 on the leg side was fairly round. It was just a nice little paddle down, guaranteed 4. There's no stopping that.
Absolutely, that was a lovely shot. Very aware of the fielders of the ground where they place and finding the gaps.
Yeah, that's them creative shots we were talking about earlier. Just manoeuvring the ball for runs. He doesn't need to throw the shoulders out. When you know where the field is, you can guide it for 4.
That's nicely played by the Addy. And another quick run. Gavin looked a bit frustrated by the fielder.
Yeah, when you have your fielder as a leg spinner up in the circle, you really want to cut out that single. But Eddie done well to back up. He was 5 yards down before the ball had reached the fielder. And just rotating the strike nicely, waiting for the bad ball that usually will come from a leg spinner. And hopefully when that bad ball comes, they can capitalise.
Very impressive by the batter. They're only waiting for the bad ball to hit outside the ground.
And there it is. that's where the frustration will really show. If that single hadn't come to 45 of Eddie, John Boy wouldn't have been on strike and he wouldn't have been pulling. Whereas if that was Eddie, that's a hard one over cover to hit for 6.
And of course, bowling to John Boy, it's pressure by itself.
Yeah, it's pressure by his status. We've seen him win games for Ireland at the international level, and he still seems to only bat at 6 in North County. So it seems to be his comfort spot. And yeah, it's just this is where he comes in. He's a real good game finisher. And at this point, he's trying to take the run chase away from Trinity.
So 18 overs gone. Total on the board is 136 for the loss of 4 wickets, North County.
Yeah, I'd like to see the boys take the shackles off now because they have a good experienced head, and Sean Sludds coming in next. He was a very good late game batter. He can get quick runs very quick. And there's a jinx. Sean Sludds probably going to be coming in now.
I think Sean should just rotate the strike and give as much as strike to John.
Yeah, on paper that's what you like, but we're playing a high standard of cricket here. Your number 7 game finisher, so I'd like to see Sean play his natural game, and that will be rotating the strike with John Boy. When a bad ball comes, he'll surely punish it.
And of course, John Boy is walking towards the youngster, Sean Sludd, to have a few words. I completely agree. They don't have many balls to see off, but it's not easy to hit from the word go, you know.
No, of course it's not. What's important for Sean now is just 10 balls he is seeing himself in. He's forcing them for a single. So he needs to back John Boy up. And if John Boy says go, you go.
The wicket is kind of staying low. I've watched the whole game, and there were quite a few deliveries that stayed low, even for the medium pacers and the spinners. That's a big in-swinging delivery.
Yeah, it's good delivery, but it's good intent from Sean Sludds. That's what you like to see at this stage in the game. If it was earlier in the game, he's probably blocked that, not taking anything, but he knows what he's there to do, and he's got to run off it.
Do you think if they get to 160 is a good total to defend on this ground?
It's hard to tell on county. It's a small ground, but as you said, the wicket looks very green. It looks more like a bowler's wicket, if anything. And there's another great shot from John Boy into the car park.
Showing his class, of course. Oh,
Seeing to take the pace nicely off that ball. It's a good comeback from Sam Street.
and a steer to the batsman.
Now it's John Boy's turn to respond.
Another slower one. Deceives the batsman.
Yeah, it's good bowling from Sam Street.
Another slow one and picked.
And that is huge. Cleared the clubhouse, cleared the indoor. I don't think he'll be staring at John Boy next lower ball.
Exactly. So that was the second last over of the inning. It means 19 overs gone for the last of 5 wickets, and the total on the board is 149. John batting at 38, only facing few deliveries.
Yeah, that's the pleasure of having John Boy. He reads the game well. He knows when to dig in. He knows when to go from the start. And being invaluable at 38.
So Gavin Hoey to bowl the last over.
Yeah, it's an interesting move as a leg spinner to the right-hander to have mid-off up in the ring. Just for that ball that does slightly come slower on the offside, it's going to more than likely be placed between that overcover, as I say, that he's pushed back.
Trinity is playing the mind games. They know he's going to go for a single and give a strike to John. And he picks this one up. And there's a collision almost between the fielders and goes for 4.
Long off, not listening to the call. Went to go for it, bounced between the two of them. Easily should have been cow corner's ball. Poor fielding.
As you say, they didn't call for each other. That was in the air for a while.
Yeah, but it's good intent from Sean Sludds.
And that's another one. He middles this one now in the same corner position for 4.
This is what we were saying about Sean Sludds. He's too good of a batter just to nurture balls for singles for John Boy. It doesn't matter who hits the boundaries as long as being hit. Sean will hit boundaries when he picks the ball up.
That was a close call.
Good comeback from Gavin Hoey. Put it down a bit quicker and a bit of turn. Hard ball to hit. We're good to see Sean have the right intent.
And it looks like that's his favorite area.
Yeah, cow corner straight off the bat. That's 6 runs and a great 6. Toy in with the fielder.
You don't need John when you have Sean.
Exactly. Sean Sludds his county.
I remember 2 years back when he was captain of second team, and I played only one game under his captaincy. And he was quite a smart captain, actually. He kept calm.
Yeah, I played a few games for the seconds under Sean. It was you could tell from the first season he was captain, he had John Andrews helping him, and he really learned from John and took that on to his next few years as captain. He was always good. He knew how to treat each player. He knew which ones to encourage and which ones to give a minute alone if they were angry. No, he's a very smart cricketer, and it's been a pleasure to play with him throughout my career anyway.
And that's a reverse sweep. Gone for 4.
Excellent shot for 4. Great finish. Trinity are going to be demoralised going in. They're not going to look at that total and think that's an easy chase by any means. It's going to be a lot of pressure on their batters. No time to see yourself in. Have to go from ball 1.